Hi guys, it's Khristina from Redefine Creative, and I am super excited to be joining the Scrappy Sisters for their month of September. And so they are doing Scrap September. And so my friends Jessica and Katie asked me to play along with the stitching day today, and I'm super excited because you know that I love stitching on my layouts. And so I'm going to play with an idea that has been in my head ever since I saw the September sequins released from SpiegelMom Scraps. So this month, she created a color mix for every single color. So there's 6 different ones. There's orange, there's like a magenta, a blue, a purple, a light pink, and a green. And they are so fun, you guys. So how I started this layout is I am cutting apart this pattern paper. And this is an old pattern paper from Paper House Studios from their Colorways collection. So they had all of these like monochromatic collections that got put out, but the black and white one is my favorite by far. And this came in like an add-on from Paper House, so it wasn't even something that I specifically purchased, but it is completely my style. So I went ahead and took all of those 12 by 12 strips of paper, and I'm going to kind of layer them up on that left-hand side of my layout. And I am trying to get five pictures, you guys, on this layout. So you can see that I'm going to trim a bunch of them down, and they have really bright colors. So when we went to Dollywood, we went to this art show. It was like the one thing that my son was most excited about when we went to Dollywood, is he really wanted to see this particular art show that they had going on. And so this gentleman in orange is the artist that we got to watch, and he created, I think, 3 or 4 different paintings while we were there. And it's one of those art kind of shows or displays where he's painting and spray painting and doing splatter art, and it doesn't look like anything until he like spins it and flips it upside down at the end. And then you get this amazing work of art. And so my son was completely like entranced with what was going on. So I went ahead and trimmed down my 5 pictures that I want to try and get onto this layout. And then I have my black and white background. But this is a really like bright, fun set of pictures. So I wanted there to be a lot of really bright, fun details. So I'm going to take my red line tape and I'm going to put it in a few different spots throughout my black and white details. And this is going to let me make some row or some columns, I guess you could say, of sequins. And so each little column is going to be its own color family. And this particular sequin mix release from SpiegelMom Scraps is perfect for this because I can open one pack and get a whole bunch of shades of that certain color. So I can get a bunch of shades of purple, a bunch of shades of blue, green, orange, and a bunch of different sizes. So I'm just going to go through each one, and I'm going to attach them to that red line tape in different areas that I created. And then I'm going to grab some coordinating thread and stitch through each one of my little rows. And so I have done that off screen for you, but I did want to tell you that I am going to post a tutorial on my channel tomorrow that's going to give you a close-up look at how I stitch those really, really simple. So without stitching tools, without any of the fancy things that people use to stitch on paper, just stuff that I am sure you already have in your stash, and how I can do that kind of quick and easy. So once I had those done, I did find I had this like glitter rainbow colored washi tape. So I ripped a little bit of that and put it into my layers, and you'll see that a little bit better in the close-ups. And then I went ahead and put a white cardstock border around the picture of my son and my daughter with this particular artist, because those are kind of like the 2 more important pictures on this layout. And then I'm going to take some fun foam and I'm going to put it behind those 2. So those 2 are going to be the ones that have a border and they are dimensionally popped up off the page. So that's going to give them even more emphasis, which to me is important because that's the people and my family in the pictures. The rest of this is just, you know, the artist in action and some of his artwork. So it's kind of telling the secondary story, whereas the real story is my kids and this art show and hanging out with the artist. I went ahead and moved the picture of my daughter down to the bottom right-hand corner rather than the top because I wanted to create a little bit more balance. So because those 2 pictures are the 2 that are being emphasized, I wanted them on that diagonal. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some glitter thickers, and I'm going to use the word awesome and then combine it just with the word art. So it's going to say awesome art across the top. And then I'm going to go back to that turquoise color, and those are from Chamel, and I'm going to grab the word that says magic. And I thought I was going to put it up with my title. So I start out thinking it's going to say awesome art magic, but then I feel like it was just too many words in that one section, and it kind of took away from the rest of the layout. So I go ahead and decide that I'm going to move the word magic down to the bottom, and I like that a lot better. So it kind of disperses the weight on that side of the layout a little more evenly, and I like that a lot better, especially with having that glitter detail kind of a little more spread out. And then I took another little scrap of that washi tape with the rainbow glitter and put it next to the photo of my daughter to kind of pull that element across the page. So then what I was thinking was I went back to my sequin mixes, and I was thinking that I wanted this top corner to be full of the little tiny stars that are in the sequin mix. So of course I went through each color and pulled out all those little teeny tiny open stars, only to decide that I'm not really sure that I like it. So I'm going to play around with it a little bit, but it doesn't make the cut, you guys. So if you love it, I'm really sorry. But it's not going to make the final cut because had one, do you ever do this with a layout? Like you have one vision in your head, and when you go to put it on paper, it's like, oh, well, that's not really like looking the way on paper that it looked in my head. It happens to me a lot. Please tell me that I'm not the only one that happens to. So I go ahead and get rid of all of those little stars, and instead I go ahead and grab my Heidi Swap Color Shine and just add some black splatters. So I have black splatters in 3 different areas kind of all the way across my layout, and that's going to do it. So do make sure that you check out the Scrappy Sisters and their entire month of September, where they have a video every day, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a little stitching tutorial. Bye!